Hello everyone, this is Charlotte. Once again, I am playing with my tarot cards. This is usually called chatting and painting, but it's not today. Well, it is, but it's not. Normally I would be painting, but I want to have a go at my cards again, see if I can figure out how to do those. Frankie's just having a nap. Can you see him? Right there. Oh, he's a little sleepy. Don't look at me like that. I know what you're doing. Yeah, so he might help. I don't know. If he's too tired, I won't make him help. I won't make anyone help. I don't know if you're familiar with me, how I used to flick cards. It's been a while since I've had to do it because I've just been exhausted and working on other stuff. So I'm going to have a go. I have to stand to do it because I just cannot sit down. I don't know how they do it. They sit down and they just flick it and it just works. And I'm going, I haven't got space for it. So I'm going to have to stand up. So excuse me between sets while I stand up and having to do this. But at least you know that they're, not pre-done. So I guess that's a win. Excuse my messy bedroom. So let's see if I can still do this. It's 400 degrees, so my hands are a bit sticky. So hopefully it should be all right. All right, so what's going on in the ether today? Let's see if I can pick anything out. It's a chunk. There. I haven't been tracking that last story, by the way. I've just been letting shit happen. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going into hermit mode. I don't want to know. I do want to know, but I don't want to know. I do want to know because I'm nosy. So Knight of Wands, which is someone being... I want to say hoe card, but it's not. It is and it isn't. So let's have a look, see what we can find about this information. It's so hot right now. It's Australian summer, it's like 40 degrees. I am just baking. Alright, so 10 of Pentacles in reverse, Queen of Rods in reverse, Ace of Pentacles upright, 3 of Pentacles in reverse, 4 of Wands in reverse, Empress in reverse, that's worrying. The World in reverse and the 2 of Swords in reverse. There's a lot of reverse going on here, so it's either a lot of negativity or a lot of shit coming to an end. So, we'll look into it. So Knight of Wands obviously is usually the hoe card, so someone who's, trying to sow their wild oats or something like that. Hopefully not, because I don't like knowing about them. Energy, passion, inspired action, adventure, and impulsiveness. So the overall feeling for this reading is someone acting impulsively. They might have a lot of energy looking for inspired action. They might be feeling a little bit adventurous. This would be the circumstances under which they find themselves, so we can have a look into that. So far we've got 10 of Pentacles in reverse, which is someone's financial stability is not stable at all. Maybe they've come to recognize that and they're looking to, take some action on it. The Queen of Wands is reverse. Usually is self-respect, self-confidence, introverted, re-establishing yourself, a sense of self. Sorry, my stutter is kicking in already. So, they might have finally developed, a pair of balls or something like that. A pair of ovaries. And decided, you know what, I'm not happy in these circumstances. I'm broke as fuck all the time. Or maybe they're stuck with someone who's a bit of a who. Queen of Wands in the upright is a social butterfly, which is a lovely girl who's friendly with everyone and makes friends, and she's great. In the reverse, she's a bit of a social bitch. So it might be a case of that person having to deal with that person, taking action on it and realizing I'm not happy with this person, I'm fucking off. There's a new start here as well, a new financial start. So I'm seeing a lot of coins actually, to be honest. So someone's looking at their money. And it's the start of the year, so, maybe people are starting to reassess what worked last year and what didn't work last year. So maybe in that sense, they're looking for development. Ace of Pentacles. The next one is the 3 of Pentacles in reverse, which is disharmony, misalignment, and working alone. So someone's chosen to work on their own on their pentacles. On a new start, maybe because they're sick of this person and their financial instability. They might be an introvert. That's also the card for an introvert. They might have thought, I don't like this. I'm going this way. I'm just going to go hermit mode and start working on what I want to work on. Which is not always bad. I found that worked for me over the last 2 years or so, because I managed to save up for a house in 2 years. So I'm like, I cannot complain. It works. providing that you've got the discipline and the motive. I mean, most of my motive is rage-based, but you know, how angry am I? Pretty angry. Am I going to use it badly? No, I'm going to channel it into my project. So if you want to have a go at that, yeah, maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe they just got that much pissed off that whatever they were doing here with this person, was just didn't go anywhere. So they got angry enough to make it work and start something else while working alone. The Four of Wands. Four of Wands. Reversed. Personal celebration, inner harmony, conflict with others. Not good. Transition. All right. So yeah, maybe they were having a fight with this person. Maybe they just got pissed off enough and walked out and said, fuck you, I'm doing this on my own. Which is a legit reason. I mean, if you're carrying the workload for the two of you and you just finally get fed up enough to go, this new year, new me, I'm going this way. It makes sense. You know, you shouldn't have to carry the load for both of you if the other person is capable and able to do it. Which probably explains the next card, which is the Empress in reverse, which is codependency. And, you know, if it was the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, it would be embezzling. But that is codependency. So someone was relying on someone a little too heavily, and it was making this financial instability. So in a sense, they weren't closing their cycles that they needed to. So maybe that's why they got pissed off enough to go and leave and just, you know, fuck this and work on your own. Empress in reverse. What else is there about that? Is a creative block as well. Oh, so maybe they were doing like I was doing, and I was burnt out to shit because I was working too hard on the contract I was on. I had somewhat of a codependency on that system because I was in contract. I didn't really have much say or choice in what I was doing. And I was codependent on it semi-financially. I knew there was an end date, so I wasn't heavily invested into it. You know, some people going to, like, if you're a full-time teacher, you're like striving to get that next contract because you want to make sure that you can keep whatever lifestyle is that you're going. I found that to be codependent on a system, which, to be honest, I didn't enjoy. So I found it a little too corrupt for my system, for my taste. There was a lot of turning the other cheek and looking the other way involved in that. So I'm more inclined to, as a relief teacher, use the system rather than belong to it. If you can, if that sounds ethical, I don't know. I am in it, I'm not of it. So that's how I see it. It's like, this is a tool to get to where I want to go to. This is not a career or a lifestyle choice that I would risk my life for. And in that sense, I was codependent on the system and I had to cut that one. I think my speaker just died. Yeah. Oh no, wait a minute. The World reverse also. This person's seeking personal closure with shortcuts and delays. So someone's rushing to get this done. They just want to, you know, break the cycle and get over it. Personal closure is where you are interpreting the events for yourself. You're not asking other people, what do you think happened? Or what do you think went wrong? You're going, right, this wasn't good for me. I did that actually. By the time I got midway through the contract, I'm sitting there thinking, could I keep this up as a lifestyle choice where I'm constantly having to work full time and you know, stabbing people in the back to get the next contract, and what Terry Pratchett deems as what does he call it? Elevation through dead men's shoes. I don't know if you've watched The Color of Magic or read The Color of Magic or something like that. I think it's Color of Magic, where you progress up the ranks at the cost of dead men's pointy shoes. I love that statement. But it was something that I couldn't identify with. I liked teaching, but the full-time contracts where you got involved in the politics of the situation, it's all the backstabbing and the nastiness and the dobbing on each other's shit, and I just went, I'm not doing this. I'm here for the kids. I don't know why you guys are doing this. I'm out. Even I had to close that cycle, because at the time you're sitting there going, oh, it's fairly decent money, and it was a bump up in my pay to take on the contract overall, but at the same time at the risk of my own mental health, my physical health, my own morals at times. And I just thought, no, I'd rather go back to being a mercenary. I'm like, at least then I know that I get to pick and choose what things I do and how I behave and all that kind of stuff. So I had to close that cycle myself. So if you're facing that codependency on something, maybe it's a job, maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's a business, maybe being that it's January 2nd, it's a good time to start reassessing whether you need that, or how you approach that, or is it reasonable to do, and should you be doing it ethically, morally. Ah. Ooh, sorry about that. That was my brother Joey. How does he know when I'm doing things? No, he's going. I had to stop there to take that call because he's going away somewhere. I have to house sit in the next couple of days. It's really busy. Right, so what are we talking about? Closing codependency cycles. Okay, so maybe you're in a relationship where someone was codependent and you just need to cut it off because they're draining your resources. As I said before, in any kind of relationship, whether it's work, friendship, or romantic relationships, it's always best to have an even keel between the two people putting the efforts, because you think about two bulls at the plow. If one of them is pulling more than the other, then it's just going to go around in a circle, isn't it? If you've got two of them pulling, then they go forward, don't they? It just makes sense. So, if someone's codependent on you, you're just going to go around in circles. You're not going to make any real growth. You're not going to plow that field in any way. Because, for example, if it's money-based, which is 10 of Pentacles, this person might be taking all their money and you won't be able to reinvest it in your business or reinvest it in property if you need a house. At the moment, there's still a rental crisis going on. I was like, I got a bit feisty with the house I bought. To say, I was a bit adamant that I was going to get it. I don't usually get that aggressive, but I'm like, I want it now, because I was getting sick of the renting. I was getting really sick of the renting because they were pushing the rent up more than my mortgage was. So I was codependent on the rental market there. I'm like, you know what, fuck this. I'm gonna go buy a house. And I was very well looked after by the divine there, I have to say that, and my people on the other side, I have to say, if you understand and believe all that esoteric stuff. Anyway, I'm dribbling. So, as I do. So 2 of Swords reversed. Indecision, confusion, information overload, and stalemate. So someone's still in an overthinking mindset about this situation. Maybe that they've got out of this, or maybe they're still stuck in this financial unstable circumstances, and they're you're overthinking it. The problem with that is, if someone is codependent on you, you don't want to hurt their feelings by telling them, look, you have to get a fucking job or something like that, do you? And nobody wants to be the bad guy in that situation. I mean, so that's where it gets tricky. So maybe that's why they're overthinking. They haven't closed the cycle properly yet, but they're taking action on it, which is inspired action. So maybe somebody has turned around and said, look, they're using you. You need to get on with this. If you don't make a stand now for your own, what you need to do, they're going to drive you under and suck the life out of you. So that's our basic spread. It's a bit cutthroat, but at some time, if you're going to be an empress, you got to be able to handle your shit. I mean, obviously find a tactful way to do it, but you don't just, But I'm of the mindset that people should be standing on 2 fucking feet anyway, and not, tapping someone on the shoulder for a handout. So that's just part of being an adult, really, isn't it? Get up, come on, stop being silly. Got to go get a job. Got to stand on your 2 feet. Got to build up that self-esteem. Let's go. So what else can we derive from this? What made them financially unstable? There's an idea. So yeah, what made them financially unstable? Because there's always a cause. What made the financial instability? If anyone's looking at my bingo wings right now, piss off. I promised myself I would lean out. I would lean out post New Year's. I was celebrating. You know what it is though? Because if you eat up Christmas and New Year's, is meant to bring good luck and fortune for the next year because you're prepped, So I don't mind overeating. over the New Year's. I had a very good news, actually. I had, you know, I don't know if you're my age, but you know the Ninja Turtles, the originals? I got all 3 movies. And I just sat there and I ate pizza and ice cream and I sat there for a marathon and M&M's and I had a fucking good New Year's Eve, actually. All right, so the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So someone has been embezzling money. Someone has been embezzling wealth. This person is also a Queen of Cups in reverse, which means they're a bit emotionally unstable and a bitch. Could be male or female. I'm not, you know, I'm not picking a sex here. This just happens to be a female card. The 6 of Pentacles is also a case of, when it's in the upright, it's giving and receiving wealth, so it's charity. So in the reverse, it means that someone has withdrawn their charity, their kindness, their financial kindness. And maybe this person has had to, you know, get their shit together, which is cool, because sometimes you need to boot up the arse. Queen of Pentacles in reverse as well, because I'm an earth sign, I'm a Taurus. I stem from, my Empress card stems from a Queen of Pentacles. So in the upright, Queen of Pentacles is nurturing, practical, providing, financially, and a working parent. Solid earth energy, really. With that coming up the reverse, this person is seeking financial independence, self-care, and work-home conflict. So I'm more inclined to believe that this person had some kind of work-home conflict which caused the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. Maybe they were fighting with their spouse. Maybe they were fighting at work with someone they're going out with, I don't know. Which is why you don't mix business with pleasure. You never go out with people you work with. You're bound to shit on yourself at some point. I don't know why they do it. I think it's down to convenience. It's like, this person's at work, they might as well be in my house as well. Join it together and fuck both areas. No. You don't shag people at work. Whoever it was, this Queen of Pentacles, who is creating work-home conflicts, one of these persons has withdrawn their charity. The Queen of Cups in reverse is also inner feeling, self-care, self-love, and codependency. So again, someone's dealing with the codependency of one of these individuals where, you know, they pull back their resources. I would say it's the Emperor in reverse, which is also a codependency card. So this person was a bit of a bitch, emotional and codependent, and they might have used that as a way to play on this other person's feelings to try and get money out of them, or to make them, you know, provide financially for them. Whether they love them or not, I don't know. We could look into that. We will look into that. Okay. Shit. We won't do that one. Doesn't count. It's got to be flipped. But you know, if you're with someone, you should always love them. Don't rely on them just because they've got money and shit. That stuff never lasts. And if the money goes, then you've got nothing to fall back on. That's like marrying someone for looks. In time, looks fade and nothing matters anymore like that. So you could be sexually attracted to them at the start. It could be a one-night stand that you end up getting knocked up or something like that. Hello? That's a lot of cards. I'm not sure if I can. Yeah. Ooh. Okay. Anyway, what was I going on about? Sorry, I've had so much coffee today. I think this is like my 4th double shot. Yeah, no, that's the thing, is that you have one night stands and you accidentally get someone knocked up and then you're stuck with them for the rest of your life, even though you might not like them. So it's a very stupid idea to go around fucking anything that moves. I'm just saying. You're not thinking before you're acting. Stupid. Anyway. Enough bitching. Let's go. What was I talking about? I don't know. So someone was working really, really hard, whilst the other person was not. 7 of Pentacles in reverse is a lack of long-term vision and limited success or reward. So someone was just going with the flow. Someone had a certain circumstance they had accidentally maybe created, and rather than change it and look for the long-term version of where this is going, they just kind of went with it because it's happening anyway. I might as well just fucking do it, right? That's lazy. You be lazy. They're coming out of that trapped mindset though, because, you know, if someone's making you financially suffer, whether it's emotionally suffer as you would with the Queen of Cups in reverse, something's got to give, because eventually you will go into poverty and you're going to fucking hate them. It will build a resentment because you'll see this person as like a financial leech, and you can never get anywhere in life because this, whatever you make, you're constantly giving to this other person, and they're using it, and and they're not paying back, and they're not helping structure anything. So eventually it builds resentment, which is not nice. So if you're coming out of that, the Devil card is also sexuality. So maybe they were using their sexuality to try and lure this person in to get them to pay for stuff. That's like how gold diggers work. Yeah, don't do that. Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands, inspiration, new opportunities, growth and potential. So this person wants to grow. They really want to put the yards in and get the job done. They're starting afresh, basically. They're working alone. Four of Wands, I don't think we actually did. They're looking for joy, harmony, relaxation, and homecoming. So this person, oh, hang on. That was in the upright. In the reverse, they want personal celebration, inner harmony. So something at home / work was causing conflict, and it was to do with money. Seven of Pentacles in reverse again. There wasn't any vision here. This is something that just happened and they went with it. So they didn't plan. They didn't put in any real work. They just kind of tried to make it happen, which just collapsed or is in the process of collapsing. Because whatever this person is doing, this Queen of Pentacles in reverse, whether it's male or female, they're just embezzling the funds, which is causing this other person to go, I'm doing all this work, you're not helping, fuck this. You're coming out the trap mindset about, I need to help this person because this person ain't helping, which I don't blame you. Everybody should be carrying their own pack. What else can we ask about this? What was the trapped mindset they had? I just want to clarify that because sometimes people get hooked on sex. I don't know why. Do you know what's weird? Is like when people run up a bill or something like that and they say, can we find some other way to pay for this? I'm going, no. I don't know why you think sex is the same as money. I don't know what world you came up in. I don't own a brothel. I can't get my money back on your vagina. So please don't. All right, so the Magician card, which is high manifestation. Ooh, the Emperor. Ooh, someone's coming out on top. This is good. Okay, so it's so hot in Australia. Don't come here. It's so fucking hot. All right, so the Devil card, coming out of the Devil card. So overcoming this trap mindset is this person who wants to become the Emperor. And the Emperor is not just in Warhammer terms. Actually, it's pretty reverse in Warhammer terms what the Emperor is. Because if you listen to the story, he's a real asshole. But I won't go there. My brother's really good at telling me stories about Warhammer. I'm sitting going, why do you guys want to follow this guy? He's really mean. But, I'm not a good Emperor. But the Emperor in the upright is an authority figure. He's got established lifestyle. He's a where is he? He's a father figure, so he's like the All-Father. He's like Odin. He's the one that's going to protect and look after you, this kind of guy. So male or female, you could be an emperor. It's that kind of card. But this kind of person wants to be that, and they've broken out of the mindset that they need to provide for this person because obviously they're a drain on the resources and they're feeding on the codependency of the situation and possibly being, alligator tears if they don't get their own way, to try and get this person to emotionally, it's guilt. It's guilt tripping, essentially. I don't like guilt tripping. But this person is going to feel, he's feeling anxiety. What else is there? Nine of Swords is fear, anxiety, potentially nightmares, which is horrible. Nine of Swords, anxiety, worry, fear, depression, and nightmares. So he's feeling horrible about this situation in any case. Whether he's feeling horrible about this situation where he's potentially going to lose a shit ton of money, or he's having to confront this person who's codependent and embezzling all his funds. He might be feeling bad about that, but he's still going to be taking... I say he, but only because it's the Emperor. It's just an Emperor energy. It doesn't have to be a boy. But he's taking sharp, quick action to work on this shit. And And he's manifesting, like the magician is high manifestation as well. The top manifesting card. He's being resourceful. He's taking inspired action. So he's listened to someone's advice maybe, and he's going, look, this isn't fucking working. Maybe he's talked to his friends. Maybe he's talked to his family or something who are supportive of him. And he's going, look, I'm just losing funds here. I can't work on anything. Everything I make, I lose because this person who keeps turning up and taking my shit. She's not the Empress. She's not loving and caring. What's the Empress trait? See, if it's in the upright, it's femininity, beauty, nature, nurturing, and abundance. So she's not abundant at all. Hence the reason she's codependent. She has to rely on them to get what she wants. So, you know, I don't blame you. You're working double time for someone who's not putting in. It's just crap. It's absolutely crap. So I don't blame you for wanting to leave and to wanting to work independently. I would wonder, as a woman who's nearly 40, why she's not bothering to work. To me, that would be an insult, not to work. Maybe there's some circumstances there that can't be helped. I don't know. Maybe they're just lazy. Let's have a look. Why can't the Empress get her in abundance? Why can't she get her in abundance? Ooh. Okay. Might be too many cards though. Why can't she get her in abundance? Temperance. She's been put into a hold. Seriously. A hold. Temperance is a divine intervention. Maybe she has to address her own codependence. Divine intervening usually means that something's not working to its best ability or efficiency. So they're going to go, hey, I'm putting your life on hold so you can fix this shit because I don't like the way it's going. Four of Pentacles, Judgment reverse, Ten of Cups, the Star, Page of Wands reverse, and the Five of Pentacles reverse. So she, or he, which is just the Empress reverse, has had divine interaction because, or maybe he, maybe it's the Emperor, the to-be Emperor, the Emperor to-be, is facing this because he wanted emotional fulfillment. He wanted the wish granted. He wanted to come out of poverty, which she seems to be putting him in. This is a form of judgment by the divine. It's a divine interaction. Four of Pentacles. So he can figure out what he needs to do. With regards to saving money, security, conservatism. Nearly got my stutter in there. Scarcity and control. So he needs to take control of his own finances. He needs to take the bull by the horns and figure out what he actually wants to do. Start planning a bit better, maybe. Figure out what you want. What is your wish? What do you actually want? And I hate that fucking movie, The Notebook, so I'm not going to quote that. I hate it. What do you want? No! I hate it. But yeah, he's coming out of financial poverty and heading into a spiritual path, which is good. Working on his stuff. So what's her journey, though? She needs to recognize her part in this, I guess. Or he. He or she. Could be a he or she. Okay. So that's nice. So like the ultimate, becoming the Emperor is like the ultimate. You can go Emperor in reverse, which is horrible, where you lose everything. But honestly, I think this is a case of someone holding someone back. Because ideally, these should be like this. But she's holding him back, which is not nice. And sometimes we don't want to address it because we're comfortable or we're familiar with the circumstances we're in, or it just feels mean that you might point out that someone's holding you back. But if you're not helping the growth, then you really need to start cutting off the shit because it's dead weight. That sounds horrible, doesn't it? I don't like that. I'm not saying that again. Okay, so he's got this wish in mind. Let's have a look. I would say getting out of poverty is probably the best wish because it's not fun being broke. I have been there. I have been homeless. I have been in debt, big debt. And it's just not, it's not chill. We don't like that. All right, so let's have a look, see what his wish is. Ugh, it's probably 10 of Pentacles in the upright, I would think. Alright, so what is his star, his wish? What is his wish? Oh, something he's not taking action on. Oh. Chunker. It's okay to be afraid not to take action, or maybe you're acting strategically and you're just waiting. 10 of Wands is his wish. So hard work. He wants to do some hard work. He wants to work on something. It is a burden, but it's in the upright. It's a worthy burden. So you know it's gonna have good dividends. If you do the right thing, work ethically, put in the time and effort, and not try to fuck anyone over. You know, there's a lot of stuff that could come out of that. Oh, my butt. So I got so much hair on my floor. All right, so the Chariot is a new project. Obviously, he wants to move on to something else than this 10 of Pentacles in reverse, because that was a bit of a shit bit. He's also got some starter feelings for something, maybe this project. Just starting, just little feelings, just kind of a hint of something that might be, that could be, a little bit curious. The 8 of Swords, reverse. Ace of Wands, beginning ideas, inspired action. The Moon, reverse. Knight of Swords, not taking any actions. The Fool wants to take a chance. And the 6 of Cups is living the past, thinking nostalgically about something or someone or some context in which they used to be in. So the Chariot in the upright, let's be more clear. Control, willpower, success, action, and determination. So they want to move forward with their life. Maybe they're getting to an age where they're just fed up of shit circumstances, shit pay, and having to deal with shit heads. And maybe this is a way for them to move forward. I think we've all been there. So I wish them luck on that. I like growth. I like things that move forward and go and do things that are constructive. Yeah, I'd say he's probably fucking pissed off where he is. Or she or he. Ace of Cups is love, new relationships, compassion, and creativity. So maybe they're feeling stunted. Maybe this, whatever they were in, is stale, because they did have a lack of creativity. They had a creativity block because of where they were. I mean, if it's anything like the contract I just finished, creativity goes out the window when you're just fighting for life to keep going, isn't it? The exhaustion and the burnout become, dealing with that shit becomes the priority, rather than actually working on anything you actually want to work on, like your cards, your painting, your sewing, your fixing anything. That becomes the priority, just trying to get through the day. It's like, I need to do the next shift. I need to pay the next bill. I need to do this. It's like and you just live to sleep if you can. Contract, I was like, when's the next food break? That was the concept. I would break up the day with the next time I could eat something. I'm like, and the money comes to mean nothing in the end, because you just, as soon as you get it, it's gone out the window again, because the money wasn't making, for me, it wasn't making up for the shit that I was going through. It wasn't very fulfilling. So whilst it got me ahead, yeah, it wasn't very emotionally fulfilling, so I can relate to that. So that's Ace of Cups. So you're looking for to work on your creativity. Maybe you want a new relationship. I'd say if you're looking for a new relationship, heal first, so you don't fuck up like you did last time. Bearing in mind that the last one was a rush job, and they didn't actually plan ahead or figure out what they actually wanted before they got into it. So that's kind of where you fucked up. That could be a case of like someone having a one-night stand and then getting stuck with the person for 3 or 4 years. It's like, but you love me, right? It's like, yeah. Do you? You just like the money. 8 of Swords, reverse. It happens. And some people don't want to hurt other people's feelings by telling them the truth. So, it happens. All right. So 8 of Swords, reverse. Self-limiting beliefs, inner critic, releasing negative thoughts, and they're open to new perspectives. So someone has been trapped in a mindset where they feel compelled to have to stay in these circumstances. But realistically, with that Devil card in reverse coming out, they're breaking of that mindset. And they're coming out of feeling trapped. So that's the trapped card. Trapped in your circumstances. They're coming out of that, which is good. breaking free of those swords and the binding. Ace of Wands. Don't get me. I love this song. I found all my old music. Got Offspring. Like, oh man. All right, Ace of Wands. Inspiration, new opportunities, growth potential. All right, so they've got out of this trap mindset. They're using control and willpower and discipline, hopefully, to think about where they want to go with maybe a new project or something that is the start of emotional fulfillment. They're coming out of the trap mindset. Probably already said that. And they're manifesting something new. They want growth. They want to look at what potential there is, and they want new opportunities. The moon reversed as well, which is the next card. Now, if you've got the moon coming up, that's usually someone's holding secrets, or there's a big illusion that's keeping you trapped. So if he was under the pretense that this person loved him unconditionally and they wanted to look after him, and the way he could repay the favor or show his affection or love for them was to pay for them physically with money, that's been dispelled. So clearly something went down or something happened that proved that maybe the love wasn't there, or maybe they were using them. I don't know, but let's have a look. Release of fear, repressed emotion, and inner confusion. So someone might be still facing inner confusion. Maybe they were repressing their emotions just to keep the boat afloat. When I was getting divorced, and this is a tangent again, I remember writing in my diary, and I've kept a diary since I was like 12. I will give it, I reflect back on them sometimes. Once, you know, when you clean out your bedroom, go, oh, look, I found this thing. I was right at the end of my relationship. I was like, I will give it till I'm 40. And if I'm still not happy, and this was when I was writing when I was about 33 or so. It was something like, if I'm 40, or if I give 5 more years or something like that, if I'm still not happy in 5 more years, then I'll leave. So I always put like an end date on stuff. Whether I'd actually see it through was another thing. But I was under the illusion that I was happy still, or you know, it wasn't as bad. Things weren't as bad as they looked. I kept myself in a delusion of contentment when realistically I wasn't happy. And my ex-husband was being a dick, particularly at that time when he started demanding open relationships and shit like that. And I'm like, I don't do this. So that was the straw that broke the camel's back in that case. That was my devil card reversed. That's what popped up and made me go, the fuck this. I'm not doing this. So my illusions became dispelled there. In this case, he or she might be repressing their emotions, you know, to just not rock the boat, to you know, not have to tread on eggshells. Make this person feel like what they're doing is okay, because you don't want to upset them. Because if it's Queen of Cups in reverse, then they're already a bitch. You don't want to piss them off in case they start crying again, which is relatable. Yeah, don't get one of those. Try and get someone emotionally stable. It's way more constructive. The Knight of Swords in reverse is... Now, this Knight of Swords in the upright is usually someone taking quick action. Knight of Swords in reverse is they are restless, unfocused, impulsive, and facing burnout. I'm more inclined to believe they're facing burnout at this stage, because if you've exhausted all your pentacles and you've only just come into working independently on your own, you're going to be looking at your huge ass debt, and I've done it before, and thinking, oh my God, I have to get rid of this somehow. And you're already tired and burnt out for working for this fucking person who's just drained your energy. So, you know, I don't blame you if you got some burnout. But as long as you've removed yourself from the situation which is causing the burnout, you should be able to recover at some point. With the Fool card, so they're not taking action simply because they're fucking tired. I don't blame them. Beginnings, innocence, spontaneity, and a free spirit. So maybe they're feeling a lot more freer in this. They've walked away and they're feeling a lot more free in these circumstances. I mean, bearing in mind, if you're paying for someone financially, like I was paying for a large chunk of my ex-husband's stuff, simply because I had the better job. I was more financially stable than he was. When we broke up and we went our separate ways, I found that I had a lot more money to work with. Even though I was in debt, I found that I could pay it off quite quickly. And by the time I got to my ex-boyfriend, I was already out of debt, which was good. So I had more freedom to do things like go out for drinks and stuff like that with him. So you'll find that, you know, as a free spirit, you may have more resources, stuff like that. You feel removal of this emotionally unstable person will promote your innocence. You'll feel like, you know, a new beginning. You've been born again. You never know. Is this person? I mean, if the Fool turns up, you usually feel better about the situation because you're taking a chance and you feel more relaxed. And with the Ace of Cups in the upright, this person might be feeling somewhat optimistic or romantic about the situation, which is nice because this person obviously been through some horrible experiences with this drudgery and this horrible person. So you know, you wish them health and healing and for the best, and you don't have to go through it again. Six of Cups reversed. Yeah, I'm still learning, sorry. Six of Cups reversed. Living in the past, forgiveness, and lacking playfulness. So they're maybe still slightly stressed. Feeling nostalgic about something. Looking for forgiveness for something. I don't know. Forgiving themselves, I should think, that they were taken advantage of, which is not a problem. Everybody. That's the thing, is like a large chunk of us are raised to be people pleasers, where we don't want to hurt someone's feelings, even at the risk of hurting ourselves. So if you've been providing for this person for so long, you would feel bad for suddenly going, this is affecting me adversely, I need to pull back my resources, if only to conserve myself. And you would feel bad about that, but you don't need to feel bad about it, because bear in mind, this person is a grown-ass adult. They can fend for themselves. They're not incapable. You don't have to worry about that. If you can do it, they can fucking do it too. People take too much on, assuming this weaker person, so-called weaker person, more vulnerable person, are they actually vulnerable? Needs them. That's how they judge their own worth on that. But do they need you? Are they just playing on it because they, you know, like the parasitic relationship? So you do need to forgive yourself for that. That's not a problem. The hard thing is to forgive yourself as well, because if you're anything like me, you'll overthink it. And you'll be sitting there thinking, what the fuck did I do that? Did I do that? And bearing in mind, you're just trying to do the right thing. So what was perceived to be the right thing at the time? Maybe you didn't know all the components of the situation. Maybe you didn't know what kind of a person they actually were, because some people do lie about who they are at the start, and you come to develop this idea of what they are, and you put them on a pedestal if you're anything like me. And then time sort of exposes what they are through what they do. And, you know, if you want to believe that first image you had of them that you created for them at the start of the relationship, that's what you cling to when you're, you know, providing for them financially, because you're hoping that person comes back again, but it never comes back again. The real person is the person who was, you know, past, what is it, like the 3-month mark? Whoever that person was is the real person. But we all like to be delulu. And if you're a born romantic, it's even more so. You want to believe the fairy tale. But the fairy tale isn't there sometimes. Not in those circumstances. But this person wants to put in the work. They want to take on more constructive burdens, I'd say. 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands is burden, extra responsibility, hard work, and completion. So that's good work. In the reverse, if this person had this like that, it would be doing all, carrying the burden, delegation, and release. So this person would have been doing too much, like working too hard, and trying to control too much for the sake of keeping the ship running. What was the illusions or the secrets? Oh, God. What was the illusions or the secrets? Ooh. What's the moon in reverse about? What's the moon in reverse about? Ooh. What's the moon in reverse about? What's that? The moon. Ooh. Ooh, social conflict. So the secrets were surrounding a social conflict. Social conflict. So secrets and illusions did come out, which possibly caused them to click and go, hey, guy, not cool. Knight of Wands, the hoe card. I'm a mother hoe. Page of Wands reverse. The Sun reverse. So they're not happy, whatever it was. They're really not happy about the situations. Four of Pentacles reverse. So Five of Wands, which is the lead card, is conflict, disagreements, competition, tension, and diversity. Okay, so someone on the social scene has created a stink. There was a fight or something about a social thing. I'm not good with social stuff. I don't read the cues that well. I sort of watch on the sidelines, and then like 2 weeks later you go, hey, asshole, why did you do that? I don't know. So I'm a bit dense in that way, but that's ASD for you. Only, after a while do you click on that people are not being nice to you. Knight of Wands. So that's the social conflict. Knight of Wands is energy, passion, inspired action, adventure, and impulsiveness. So maybe someone was acted impulsively on a social scene. Some people just got no thought or self-control. Oh, that's horrible. I'm hoping it's not infidelity. Because if I saw like the Three of Cups in reverse, I would say, they cheated on him. Something happened where they acted impulsively. Ooh, okay, Page of Wands. Page of Wands reverse. Newly formed ideas, redirecting energy, self-limiting beliefs, and a spiritual path. So maybe they've looked at this social scenario and they've said, this isn't my spiritual path. These aren't my people. I don't like this, what they're doing. This could be any social scene, social group. I don't know, maybe it's a workplace, maybe it's the pub, maybe it's your friends, maybe it's your family in public. But they've looked at this maybe and they've said, I don't like this, I don't agree with this isn't making me happy. The Sun reversed is them dealing with their inner child. They're feeling down or depressed and overly optimistic about the situation. Maybe they were seeing the social scene for something that it's not, and they were hoping that it was something better than it actually was. And they've come to the realization, they've broken the illusion that it is something. Ooh. Four of Pentacles, reverse. So it's overspending, greed, and self-protection. So someone on this social screen was all about the money, which explains the codependency, because you have two codependency cards financially, and this person's embezzling the monies. So they were being used, being greedy, and for self-protection, he may have removed himself impulsively, or being used. Not cool. Shouldn't be using people for money anyway. Inner child. So maybe this person's have to deal with some inner child wounds as well, needing to feel needed. Like if you're anything, see this what comes to mind at this point is men protecting women. Yes, you should physically protect women. But when it's in a state where they can protect themselves, like financially, you can get your own job, doesn't matter sex, gender, whatever. You can get your own job and go and do your thing. But for example, the way my brother was raised, it's my brother and he has 3 sisters underneath him. I'm the middle sister. From day one, he was told that you have to look after your sisters, you have to protect girls, you are a man if you do this. And that is the right way to do it. You should be looking after girls because, we are smaller and physically weaker. It's not I'm a pro-feminist. It's not a case of, like sexism or anything like that. Biologically speaking, they are bigger. My brother's 6 foot and wide. So yeah, I'm 5'4", and, if I got into a fist fight, he'd probably fare better. But that extends into things like, if ever I need anything around the house done, like putting together my bed when I moved or anything like that, he's definitely going to be the one to step in and pitch in and help. That's what he sees his version of masculinity is. It's not just a case of all hands on deck, we need help. It's a case of I'm bigger and stronger and I can actually lift those boards better than you, so I will. Which I applaud, actually. That is a very helpful way of using your size and strength. But in the case of being the one to go and get the money because you're male, That's not the way to go about things, because people will play on that. Now, his inner child might have said, I've had to do this. This is the way I was raised. I have to look after the girl because she's smaller and weaker. And that, in that case, if I go out and earn the money for her, I will feel needed. Unfortunately, it does develop a form of codependency in which he needs emotional validation from her by feeling needed, and she needs financial validation by taking his shit. There are circumstances that speak of, give a context and richness, and it's not everything is as clear cut as that, but at the same time, if you're valuing your worth on how much you can pay for someone, that's not stable, is it? And people do tend to take advantage as well. Like, I show affection by buying gifts, and I shouldn't. I should and I shouldn't. I should be more discerning. But I'm like, if I've met someone, and I don't know whether it's my ASD or the way I was raised, poverty tends to set your mind at certain things. If you think that someone might like you if you give them something, or if you know someone's lacking something, and you say, "Oh, I know where to get that. I can go and buy it for you, and it'll be okay." That's how you tend to measure how you contribute to the situation. It's like, we're good friends because I found this thing for you that you needed, and there you go. I did that with sea monkeys, and one of my ex-boyfriend's friends. I just thought, well, this was an interesting gift. Maybe you could use it and it would be interesting. I don't know if he actually... It was a little toy from like Toy World. It's a little sea monkey thing, and he had a magnifying glass. The whole story behind it. But at the same time, my way of contributing to making friends at that stage, and this is probably a very toxic way to do that, was to buy them presents. It's like, if I give him something interesting that will spark his interest, maybe they'll want to be my friend. And that comes from, being broke as a child, because if you have nothing, then someone turns up with something and they're going to be nice to you and they give it to you, then, you go, oh, that's nice, now we can be friends now, which is terrible because it just promotes gold digging. But maybe that's how he saw himself. That's the inner child that this person needs to heal. Because it's just putting him at a disadvantage, and someone's playing on him and his emotions to get money out of him. And what happens when he loses his job, if he loses his job, and he can't provide for this person? Is that other person just going to bail? Ethically speaking, whether this person has a job or not, at the end of it, the feelings which were there to initiate the relationship, and it should be there still at the end, if it was a strong relationship. If he was just using them for money and the money's gone, then they're gone. So that's why you don't do the gift giving thing as a sign of garnering affection. It can backfire severely. You should be with someone because of who they are, how they are, and how they treat you, and how they look after you, and not in a monetary sense necessarily, but at the same time, it's like, are they doing justice to the relationship? Are they accepting you as a good person, as the kind of person with all your flaws and things like that? Are they, are they respecting you and stuff like that? It's not a case of, well, this person buys me shit, so I'm going to stay with them. It fucks up inevitably. Really horrible. But there was a social experience here that happened, which caused them to realize what was going on here, and maybe something clicked, and maybe they just got fed up. Hey, people know I exist. Hey, shit. Taurus instantly kicks in. Fuck. Are they going to visit? Go away. But anyway, they started conserving their resources. And to be honest, that is a good scenario. So if you started pulling back your finances and this person was still present for you, still understood. If you explained your circumstances, maybe you lost your job and you're running out of money, and this person is still emotionally there for you as your partner, then and you shouldn't test people. But in a way, that kind of tests whether they have real affection for you or not, or if they're just after your money. So it's swings and roundabouts. So the star is they want some kind of financial stability, I should think. Did we already do the star? I think we already did the star. They're coming out, they're breaking an illusion of whatever is this person. Maybe it's like spell work. I love it. It's interesting. But this person, given that it involves charity, this person was obviously viewing money as a way to protect someone, even if they get exploited themselves. And it was a lot of hard work and burnout and exhaustion, and it was not their load to carry, quite frankly. And I think honestly they've just broken the illusion that this person maybe had cast on them, that it's your job as a man to provide, and it's not. It's co-providing. It's both of you should provide, because you're both individual humans. They are not a child. They can get a job. They are very capable. They probably already had a job, and when they saw him coming, they went, "Oh, he'll do it for me." Bail. So be wary of the mindset of the people you keep around you. How's it going to go for them? I want to see how they go, because I'm nearly 55 minutes. Oh, they just said 55. All right, so let's see how this is going to go for them, because 55 is like change, so something is going to change. All right, so how is this going to go for them? How's this going to end for them? Ooh. How's it going to end for them? Is it going to be okay? I hope it's going to be okay. I like people standing up for themselves. Because essentially it's just another form of bullying, isn't it? Oh, he's going to be a leader. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. Tower moment. Ooh, he's going to be a leader after a tower moment. That's aggressive. Oh, it's coming out of social conflict though. That's good. I have a lot of old songs on my music list. I just sorted out my music hard drive and I'm just like making new playlists. It's cool. All right, so is there anything else in there I missed? So this person's going to do all right. It's going to be quiet for a while for them. Not a problem. Everything's temporary. I mean, I don't know if they're a particularly social person themselves. Like, I enjoy hermit mode because it means I can get my head straight and I can start working on things and not have the white noise of other people around me. This person is going to become a leader. You got the King of Wands. King of Wands is natural born leader. So this person's already got a natural inclination for it. With a vision, he's an entrepreneur, or she is an entrepreneur, and they have an honor system. All right, so that's a good start. I should think if you're going to lead some people, you should have an honor system. So yeah, he's going to be all right. There's going to be a tower, I'm afraid, so something's going to break. There's a sudden change, upheaval, chaos, revelation, or awakening. So maybe maybe that's what the breaking of the devil mindset was. They become awakened to the situation they find themselves in and what their part is in it. Maybe they're going to deal with that inner child wound where they feel compelled to look after everyone. We've all got, some of us all got a version of that, isn't it? And especially if you're a boy and you're told you have to look after girls. Any girls, all girls, look after girls. It's like, well, some of these girls, realistically, and I'm not talking about all girls, I'm not talking about, some kind of incel crap where guys assume that all girls are against them. It's like, some girls are opportunistic, just as some guys are opportunistic. Whilst you should be physically looking after girls in general, if you see a stranger in the street getting attacked who happens to be female, yes, definitely go and help. Because if you're bigger and stronger and you can do something, do it. But be aware of the motive of the person who's coming near you as well. I would approach things gingerly and cautiously, because not everybody's got that sort of wholesome mindset where they just want to look after other people. So that might be the tower situation. But he gets to be a leader, and it's a fire sign. So again, I hope it's not the same person as the last card read. It's been months. But no, he's taking charge and he's doing his own thing. He's got his big wand. I'm not going there today. So he's coming out of social conflict. 5 of Wands, reverse. He's facing inner conflict, or maybe he's just trying to avoid the conflict and get some tension release. I think of a few ways. We're not going there either. If you're facing inner conflict, you need to sit down in silence and isolation maybe and just try and figure out what's causing the problems. Like, what is it about your part in this did you find that was conflicting or creating some kind of agitation? What would you do differently? How can you lead better if he is becoming a leader in this? What model are we setting? I mean, you can't obviously control people into doing what you perceive to be the right thing, but you can set the example and the tone for what you think should be happening. And the ripple effect of whatever you produce will be evidence of whether your leadership skills were right or wrong. If they've got substance to them. There's no point talking out your ass. I want to see product. I am an earth sign. I need to see actual product. I don't do words. I do actions. So maybe, if he's taking the lead out of this social group, maybe he'll set the example for the others, and maybe they'll come around and, be less of an arsehole or something like that. I don't know, but something went down. But if he doesn't take the first step, then you will never know, will you? He's got an emerging idea. There is a lack of direction, which is causing distractions and delays, or the lack of direction is caused by distractions, which is causing the delays. So he's got an idea of where he wants to go or what he wants to do, but he doesn't know how to get there. Looking for an instruction manual or something. Queen of Rods, he's become introverted. Maybe he's going within. But he is showing self-respect and self-confidence. He's trying to reestablish his sense of self. So maybe he's looking for an alignment to see what makes sense in what he's doing, what doesn't make sense in what he's doing. Which is not a problem. Every now and again, you do have to question, what you're doing. Is it worth it? And is it aligned with where you want to go? He's still looking at the past, though. But he could be looking at the past in the sense that he needs to look at what went wrong. He's in his feels, which is the cups. When you're in your cups, you're starting to look at your feelings of what happened. He's living in the past, looking for forgiveness and lacking playfulness. So he's obviously taking something very seriously at this point. Something big must have gone down in order for him to be this serious about something. Maybe he's very angry about what happened. I don't know. Angry enough to take the lead and say, "Fuck this, I'm going." Maybe they have a temper like mine. Fuck this. And you just get fed up with it and you leave, don't you? But he's introverted, he's keeping it to himself. It's the lack of direction. What's causing the lack of direction? That would piss me off, because if you've got the idea and you've got the energy and the motive, and you'd be like, right, what do I do next? And you're like, I don't know. That would piss me off. It's the waiting to get shit done. You want to just get it done. So what's the distractions? What's the distractions? What's the distractions? What's cock blocking him from his future? Yeah. Weenie jokes. Cock blocking him from his distractions. Impulsiveness again. And divine judgment, or coming out of divine judgment. You've been put on pause, dude. You've been put on pause, because wherever you want to get to, you can't get there in the current state you're in. Not like this, because it won't work wherever you want to get to. He's being impulsive. Knight of Wands again. He's got a lot of energy and passion. He's inspired. Wants to go on an adventure, but the impulsiveness might lead to not planning ahead, not thinking through what steps need to be done, and you might miss a beat and the whole thing will collapse. He's looking to... The Ace of Cups is not a distraction. So love, new relationships, compassion, creativity. He's not feeling creative enough, maybe? Or it's blocking your creativity. He's distracted by it. Blocked by those starter feelings. And judgment in reverse. Self-doubt. So he's doubting these feelings. Maybe not feeling good enough. He's listening to his inner critic and ignoring the call. So I'm hearing music over there. So you're talking yourself out of it. Whatever it is you want to go to. For some reason, you're looking at your feelings and you're talking yourself out of it. You're criticizing yourself. Criticizing yourself. What are you doing now? You got all the bits and pieces that you want to do, but you're distracting yourself by talking yourself out of it. Why do you not feel good enough? It's about love. Love is love. I love that. But he's got someone in his head saying, not good enough. Self-doubt. What are you doubting about yourself? And you're ignoring what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be doing this, so you are talking yourself out of it, whatever it is. Which is why they put you in pause, because you're like, if the divine gives you a job to do, do not think that you are more important than the divine. Do you know how many knock-on effects this is? By you standing still and saying, I'm not going to do it. Do you know how many other people's lives you're putting on pause because of this butterfly effect of your ego? All right, so let's have a look. What are they saying about themselves? What are they saying about themselves? That's silly. You're being silly. Stop being silly. That'll fix it. Yeah, fixed it. All right, what is their inner critic saying? Doubts do they have? Ooh, that's aggressive. What doubts do they have? Ooh. What doubts are they having? Oh, emotional fulfillment. Okay. You're worried that you can't give emotional fulfillment. No happily ever afters, and they're guarded. They're guards. We're guards. Team America. Definitely watching that today. Alright, so they're having doubts about whether they can fulfill their role as the emperor and deserve a happily ever after. They're guarded about it. Feeling unconventional. Four of Pentacles. Reverse. Overspending, greed, and self-protection. They're protecting themselves, which explains the guarded card. They're trying to protect themselves. Although, in not taking the risk and not heading towards what you should be doing, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, really. If you say, I'm not worthy to be the emperor, then the universe will go, okay, give to him. If you say, I'm not worthy of, divine love and all that stuff, the universe will go, oh yeah, give it to someone else. If you're saying, I'm unconventional, this doesn't work for me, I can't figure out how to do the right thing, I'm going against the status quo, then yeah, that's going to feed any doubts, because you're looking at a conventional set of rules and things like that and saying everybody has to have this cookie cutter reality, and not everybody works in the same conventions as everyone else. Everybody's unique. What works for some people will not work for others, so there are a lot of unconventional ways. You're right, Frankie. He needs to know. There's a lot of unconventional ways to get to where you need to get to. You're looking at this particular way, which is maybe a generic way, and saying, I can't do that. But chances are you probably could, even if you do it in a non-generic way. So the Hierophant in reverse is personal beliefs, freedom, challenging the status quo. So what is normal for you? You are absolutely allowed to choose an unconventional way of doing things. Like the standard issue for life at this point, we're told, is find someone, get married, have kids, house, baby. Generic, right? Maybe have a couple of babies. Eventually retire. It's pretty shit. It sounds boring to me. I know that from my own life experiences, I have not gone the conventional way, and this structure doesn't apply to everyone. Not everyone is meant for the generic life. Not everyone's designed. Sometimes we walk on a very unconventional, unique path. Some people are going to be facing real fucked up shit, but at the end, it's worth it because you've grown spiritually from it. That's where it comes in as unconventional. Everybody's assuming we're all going to be doing the whole, like 9 to 5 kids, housewife, mortgage shit. No, we're not. No, you absolutely have the right to choose a non-conventional life, as long as it doesn't harm anyone. Um, but he's thinking maybe that he won't get to be an emperor or get emotional fulfillment if he chooses the unconventional way. You'll get there. You'll be fine. Um, I know that even though, like in my family, even though there's four siblings, we were all raised pretty much the same. But all four of us have got different life paths. All four of us doing different things with our lives. All of us, there's only two of us that are walking the conventional road, and two other of us are doing some weird shit in the background. It's like not illegal, but it's not the generic cookie cutter format. You got to tread your own path and make reality what makes sense to you. It's if I looked at my older sister, for example, she's got two kids, a mortgage, and a husband who does tugboats and stuff like that. And whilst he's a really good guy, from what I can see, it's like that would absolutely be excruciating to me. I would find it to be trapping, to do the picket fence thing for me. I know that doesn't suit me, so I didn't take that route. I got married, but that's about it, and now I'm divorced, so it's like that ended. But to assume that you have to take these exact steps the same as everyone else is doing to get to your emperor status, it's bullshit. You don't have to. Everybody makes sense of their own reality in their own special way. That's one of the main principles of social constructivism, if you want to go that way, looking at it sociologically. We make meaning of our reality from the experiences and the context in which we find ourselves. Everyone has got a unique story. One person's perfect happy ending is going to be another one's nightmare. It's like, anyway, I'm not going there. But yeah, don't doubt yourself on that kind of shit. Just because it doesn't look cliche doesn't mean it won't work. You think about the way you ask the universe for things. It's like you might ask for something very specific, and you might get a version of it in the end. Or if you ask too vaguely, you might get a version of it, and she'll turn around and say, "Well, you asked for it," and you said, "But you're not this way." Well, tough titties. So don't doubt yourself because of that. I would ask myself if what I'm asking for is ethical. That's the main thing, because the last thing you want to do is perpetuate any kind of karmic debt which will drag you down into another tower. It feels like a waste of time and energy to be building these things only to have them crumble later on because you didn't put the planning in, or you didn't put the right ingredients in your cake, for example. Just waste. Sorry, it's ACDC. I've got weird taste. So yeah, no, you should be looking into that. That'll be alright. You'll be alright. Is there anything that could help this person on their way? So they're feeling self-doubt. They're feeling that because they're not conventional, that they might not get there, or maybe they don't feel good enough, or Why do you think we have things like improv? Life is improv. You might think there's a standard set of rules. There isn't. Perfection is an illusion for the most part. So, what could help this person? Let's have a look at how we can help you. How can we help you? I might have to leave it after this because my battery's about to die. How can we help this person? What should they be looking at? What should they be looking at? Scheiße. That's aggressive. Okay. What could they do that would dispel these concerns? Emotion, Queen of Cups in reverse. Queen of Cups in reverse. Ooh. It is so hot. Okay, right. King of Cups. King of Swords. Ooh. Ace of Swords. Page of Cups reverse. Eight of Cups. King of Pentacles reverse. I'll get to that. Eight of Swords in reverse and Nine of Wands. So this person needs to address a few things, although you've got two things that are the right way up, which look good. All right, so this might be the person they're dealing with again, the Queen of Cups reverse, which is the tantrum, crocodile tears, I'm going to whinge and bitch and start a fight until I get what I want person. It might be that, or they might be simply looking at their inner feelings, looking for self-care, self-love, and dealing with codependency they might have with this person or in this circumstance. Okay, so ultimately, in order to deal with that card, they're coming out as the King of Cups, emotionally balanced, compassionate, and diplomatic. You need to look at what you're doing and see what parts of your circumstances have played on your emotions, and start leveling them out. Don't let someone sway your feelings just because you feel guilty or because you feel sad or codependent on this person's validation. You need to start looking at that. Someone's got you by the heartstrings right there, and they're playing you like a fiddle. The King of Swords, you also need to be more logical about this situation. Dare I say it, we tell men to use their feelings, but at this point, in this particular circumstances, you're going to have to be more logical. You're going to have to look at the bits that aren't working and say, I'm going to have to cut this one off with this big fucking sword. You're looking for mental clarity, intellectual power, authority, and truth. Like, how do I feel about this actual circumstances? Am I okay with this? I'm not okay with this. Obviously, because he's emotionally invested in something he doesn't feel happy about. Is that a sign? I'm sick of these synchronicities, man. You know what that song is, right? Christ. I know too many people. Okay, maybe I don't. But, Christ, if that isn't a sign, I don't know what it is. Anyway, I'm not going there. I'm not going there. That's not my business right now. That we know of. Although it could be. King of Cups. So yeah, you're going to have to look at this situation logically and look at how they might be playing on your heartstrings. Look at it level head. Well, that was weird. My phone cut off just as that song started playing, so maybe someone didn't want me to play that song. I don't know. Yeah, that's really weird. Anyway, all right, so I've lost track of where we are now. So someone used to use their logic. They used to use the stable emotions rather than being codependent on the other person to help them decide what to do. Ace of Swords. They're having breakthroughs, new ideas, and mental clarity. And they'll have success in that as well, so that's a good idea. It's getting your head straight about the situation is the hardest part. Because if you're too much heart, not enough head, you'll get emotionally invested in where you shouldn't be. Or something you shouldn't do. Or if you're too logical about something and not enough feeling, then you won't be able to connect to what you experience and you'll lose the authenticity of the situation. So it's a balance. Hence the reason you've got the King of Cups. Page of Cups reverse. I thought that was funny how that cut off when that song started. I'm like, someone doesn't want me doing this. Someone can go away. Page of Cups. Page of Cups reverse. New ideas, doubting intuition, creative blocks, emotional immaturity. So someone is holding on a little bit too much to this idea that you have to be emotionally dependent on this other person. That's your emotional immaturity. It's finding that balance in between, which will actually help propel you forward, rather than being emotionally dependent on the other person for validation. That's the only thing I can see with in terms of immaturity. It's not like you're being a little shit. Or they might be being a little shit, being a brat or something. You're doubting your intuition. So already you've got this gut feeling that you need to do these things, but at the same time you're doubting whether maybe you could or maybe you should. This is causing a creative block. But you're getting new ideas about how to deal with that maybe. That's kind of cool. In the upright, that would be them dealing with their feelings and actually examining what's going on the inside. In the end, obviously, they're walking away. So it's Eight of Cups. They're walking away from something that didn't work out. They're disappointed. They're abandoning the situation, or maybe they've been abandoned. They're withdrawing and trying to escape from the situation. So obviously it's not fulfilling them emotionally, and they're willing to walk away from it. And fair play, to be honest. So fuck that. King of Pentacles in reverse. Unfortunately, the situation has put them in a financial bind where they might have lost all their I'll read the words because it sums it up pretty well. They're financially inept, obsessed with wealth and status, them or someone was, and they might be a bit stubborn about the situation as well. All right, the only way I can see this person potentially being stubborn about wealth is that you are stubborn in that you feel compelled to have to provide for this other person, even though they are more than capable of doing it themselves. That is the only way I can see this person as being stubborn. Because again, your self-worth is tied into it. If you can't physically provide or financially provide for this person, then who are you? What are you worth? What are you good for? This is why we need to develop our sense of self and you know, work on our authenticity, because if all your worth is what you can pay for, then it's not a good relationship. That's sugar daddy shit. And eventually the money goes, and then what do you have left? Eight of Swords reverse. Whew, it's getting hot in here. I'm not taking off my clothes. No one wants to do that. Eight of Swords. No one wants to do that. Self-limiting beliefs, inner critic, releasing negative thoughts, open to new perspectives. So yeah, he's going to have to open his mind a little bit more and understand what's going on. Release the negative thoughts that you are bound to this situation, because you sure as shit aren't. It's a self-trap you put yourself in. You feel compelled to do it because you have to be the better person, look after this other person. You don't. They are more than capable of handling their own shit. You just need to step back and let them. Self-limiting beliefs, that would be to do with not feeling like they could be good enough with their unconventional lifestyle to go for a full emperor mode, I would say. Again, it's only you saying that. The reality of the situation is, you look at all the different unconventional ways that people have progressed in life. It's only you that's holding you back by saying it's not going to work, because it probably could work, to be honest, if you put in your, put your ass to the grindstone. And the last one is Nine of Wands. Again, the generic way is not always the best way. Not always. We talk about safety in numbers when you're talking about fish, but at the same time, sharks will always aim for the brunt, the heart of the shoal. So, if you want to go your own way and try something different, you're probably safer. Safety in numbers, my ass. Nine of Wands. Yes. Resilience, courage, persistence, and a test of faith and boundaries. So he might be lacking faith in himself. He needs to address the boundaries he might need to put up. If you've got no boundaries, people walk all over you. They'll take your shit. You need to be resilient and trust in the process. Trust that you're actually going to get somewhere. Be brave, okay? Maybe they're afraid of being alone, and that's why they're so emotionally connected to people. So you're afraid of operating on your own. Maybe you don't feel good enough to operate on your own. But realistically, you should be all right. We come into this world alone, basically, don't we? You're going to go out of it alone. As much as people want to hang around at the before and after cusp. Ultimately, you're going to have to stand on your own 2 feet and deal with this shit. Being a man and or a woman. That's part of being an adult, is autonomy and figuring shit out for yourself and not being afraid of what's to come, because whatever is coming might come inevitably, and you're going to have to just deal with it. So yeah, be brave. Don't take a risk. I mean, you already got the Fool card, so now you have to, right? Take it easy. I'm going to have to leave it there because my phone battery might die out again. Plus, I got to start packing for house sitting for my brother. The best thing I can think of, flies everywhere, is it's a new year. Focus on what you want your reality and your future to look like, basically. Don't just go with someone else's plan because it's easier and someone else has thought of it and you don't have to really do anything, because there's a chance it will drag on you and your resources and cause burnout and all kinds of horrible things. Really assess what you need to do and where you want to get to and how it's going to make you look and feel in the end. As a person who's sort of, been under the thumb of many people for a large chunk of my life until I actually stood up for myself, it's a lot more rewarding to live in your authentic self rather than following the beat of someone else's drum. And it might seem, unconventional and a hierophant in reverse because you're worried that it's not going to work, and if it's not cliche and it's not the generic steps, then it's not going to work, and I'll never get to that empress status. It could work. You can make it work. I mean, if you're so willing to put in so much energy and resources into a relationship, which was doomed from the start, quite frankly. Imagine what would happen if you're working on your own and putting, all that energy and resources into your own plans and designs and things like that, without the liability of having someone on the side taking your shit and running with it. He's got to have faith in self. That's a self-esteem issue, darling. You've got to have your higher self-esteem. Um, and only through working through these things will you actually build up self-esteem, because you'll come to realize, yes, I am capable of doing that and I can do that. And it turns out this is not a bigger thing as I thought it would be. Um, Things that you procrastinate with, maybe you're putting off, maybe, I don't know, lesson plans or something like that. Thinking, oh God, it's going to be such a big job. And then you actually do it and it only takes about 10 minutes and you go, oh shit, that was actually quite easier than I thought. It's not until you actually get there and do it that you realize how easy it could be, and how much you're missing out on because you're not even willing to risk it. Um, that's yeah. So I'm gonna have to leave that ball in your court. I hope he has a good new year. I hope this is a very productive year for this guy, or girl, because getting out and starting again after a tower collapse is one of the hardest things you could ever do, and sometimes you're starting with nothing. But you do come to know yourself through the process of finding your feet again, rebuilding your sense of self, and reacclimatizing to the situation context you find yourself in. So I'm wishing them good luck. I'm scratching my foot there. Don't get excited. Take it easy. Don't take it so hard. I mean, bearing in mind, you are both adults. You're both adults. Just because you might be the slightly taller one of the arrangement doesn't mean that they can't fend for themselves in this particular context. It is not your job to wipe their ass. Or if it's a woman and the man is being a codependent little shit, again, more than capable, not your job to wipe their ass. Everyone can get a job. Everyone can handle their own financial stability. There is a choice. It's not completely impossible. It's the case of how much do they want it that they go get it themselves. Or how much are they willing to let you handle it because, you'll do the hard labor because if you do this for me, you'll love me. It's bullshit. Don't let them play on your feelings like that. We all carry our own pack here. No one's carrying your pack for you. That's how you make yourself liable, especially in the field. All right, so take it easy, and I hope you have a fantastic new year. I'm going to do maybe one more podcast, probably on a topic if I can, but then I really do need to start packing to go and house sit. So, all right, so take it easy. I'm going to do more of these, hopefully more regularly scheduled. At the moment, I've got to download CapCut onto my laptop again because it went funny. See you later, and have a good one.